I did not like Nuclear Throne at first. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I definitely wasn't into it when I began playing. Some of you guys might remember that I made a little series on the game back in like 2016, but I was pretty bad at the game and I gave up after a while. Not this time though, baby. After like 6 years I returned back to the game and beat the Nuclear Throne, and I'm pretty glad I was finally able to just appreciate all the things that I didn't my first time around with this game. Nuclear Throne is a very good game, and I'm about to tell you all why. Alright, I don't know who's all watching this video, so I'm just gonna assume that a good portion of you guys don't really know what Nuclear Throne is. Basically, the goal of the game is just to beat every level by killing every enemy in order to reach and defeat the final boss at the end of the game. There's just one thing though. This game's a roguelike, meaning that if you ever die on your journey to the final boss, you get sent back to the beginning of the game, and you're gonna be dying a whole lot. One of the first things you'll realize about Nuclear Throne is that it's crazy hard. Like, there's tons of enemies, tons of projectiles that you gotta dodge, and you die in like a couple hits. This game's actually like 15 minutes long, but you'll die so often that it'll probably take you like 15 hours to actually see the end of it. Maybe that's got you thinking, man, playing the same levels over and over again for hours seems kind of boring, bro. But that doesn't sound like a fun game. It doesn't sound like a good game. But that's where the other element of the roguelike genre comes in, man. Every level's randomly generated, so they're different every time you restart the game. On top of an infinite amount of levels, the game has a ridiculous amount of weapons, and they're all super fun to use too. You got your normal weapons, you got your pistols, machine guns, shotguns, and you got some crazy ones too, like the quadruple machine gun, grenade shotgun, and the super bazooka. What? Sure, all these things are cool, but lots of weapons, randomly generated levels, and massive difficulty are all kind of par for the course in roguelike games. What I think sets this game apart from others is how fast it is. You know, an attempt in this game can be over in literally seconds. A couple bullets are going to kill you, explosions are going to kill you instantly. With a lot of weapons you can even damage yourself. Cool thing is though, that none of this really matters when you can just get right back into the action in a matter of a couple minutes. I think that the joy of the roguelike genre comes from their sheer replayability, and I don't think there's a single roguelike more replayable than Nuclear Throne. I think this capturing the true spirit of what a roguelike is what really kind of makes this game special. Man, I still haven't even mentioned all the different playable characters with different abilities and a pool of mutations that you can pick from to make your character stronger over the course of the run. Now, my personal favorite character is Crystal, because her block ability is cracked, bro. And when it comes to mutations, I really like Bloodlust, Plutonium Hunger, and Rhino Skin, bro. Those are great. This game also has like really good pixel art and animation. Like every pixel is the same size. It really bugs me when games have pixel art and the pixels are like different sizes, if you guys know what I mean. All the animations are super fluid too. Pretty wonderful. There is like a lot to talk about with this game. Like there's so many secret levels, bosses, enemies, and even like secret characters. It's kind of crazy. People put thousands of hours into this game and still have things to do. It's like unprecedented. One of my favorite games of all time, forever and ever, Enter the Gungeon, is like totally inspired by this game. It's got a similar art style, similar mechanics, and some similar animations too. Major points for that. While I was making this video, it really surprised me how much there was to this deceptively simple game. What seems like the most bare bones a game can be has a ridiculous amount of depth and content. There's not even a story, and this game has more worthwhile content than so many AAA games. Actually, I think that the lack of a story might be my favorite part of the game. As a medium, games have the ability to tell a story through the player directly interacting with the game, and so few games make use of what might be the single best thing about them. Almost every single game has cutscenes and dialogue boxes to tell a story, and while there's nothing wrong with that, there's no difference between watching a cutscene in a movie or reading dialogue and reading a book. Games can be interacted with in a game that no other medium can, and so few developers use the unique features of gaming to tell stories. When I play Nuclear Throne, I don't need to be told what my favorite color is, or to be introduced to other characters, or even learn why I'm there. When I play Nuclear Throne, I am the character, and my actions are the plot. When I play Nuclear Throne, I can gather a glimpse into a world where games go beyond story. And that is why Nuclear Throne is a good game.